Good morning. Today is September 28th, 2020. It's Monday. My name is Terry Morgan. We are here to practice Taiji. I have a couple of things that we're going to do a little bit different this morning. I have found some music that, according to what their license agreement says, is fine to use and broadcast on YouTube. I got a bunch of music that I would love to have put behind some of what we're doing, but there's licensing things that have to be managed, and if I'm just in a room and I want to put something on, that's fine, but I'm broadcasting this, so it's a different game. Yes, it is. So I spent some time looking for some things that might be suitable, found a couple. We're going to use them today, and I'm hoping that this will help to do a couple of things. One is to work on the timing for our movements, right? I've talked about this in terms of using your own body, using your heartbeat, using your own breath. That's the perfect way to practice. Getting there may be a little bit more difficult. We don't live in the mountains. We don't live out in the desert. For the most part, right? We live in cities and towns and communities where we're not spending all of our time listening to ourselves and to our surroundings. We spend a lot of our time listening to the news broadcast or the favorite radio station. We don't listen to nature nearly enough. But a lot of folks can't. Unfortunately, you can't. But all right, so having something to follow, having something to listen to and keep time with. The second thing is that I've selected particular pieces that have characteristics that we want to cultivate. The idea of softness in movement, the idea of relaxed, calm, continuous energy in the movement is something that we want to reinforce with whatever we're paying attention to with the ears, right? The five senses are engaged, they exist. As we're practicing, we do notice. It's not that we have to all of a sudden look over there and pay attention to it, but we should notice anything that's going on around us. I'm in a quiet room. My cat is happily sitting on the back porch, and so there's no real distraction here. That's not true for everyone. So how can we develop the ability to decrease those distractions, which is something that we want to do? Music is one way that we can use, it's one method we can use to focus that timing and work on that particular type of practice that moves out all of the junk that we have to keep paying attention to, and lets us just focus on what we're doing right now. Put my coffee down, get music started. I'm excited. I listened to quite a few pieces. There were several classical pieces that I had thought might be suitable. It's iffy. The ones we're going to use this morning, most definitely. So, this is going to go on for a little bit, and we're going to use this for our stretches. Join me. And I'm seeing that some of the problems that I was having, everything's fine this morning. Let's see if maybe we can keep that for the whole week. Feet about shoulder width apart. Stand straight. Relax the shoulders. Pull up through the crown of the head. And circle to the front. And return to your sides. Two more. Reach up. Keep the shoulders down. Stretch out over the legs. Pull up through the abs. One more time. Up, elbows drop down, wrists, fingertips, follow your fingertips down. Reach out, bend the knees. Carry the weight through the upper leg and the hips. Roll down through the spine. Follow the space between your hands. more time. And come to center. You're going to turn to your left. I'm going to turn to my right. Circle left and right. Up along the center line. Shoulders down, arms up, turn to your left. Follow the space between your hands, let your knees bend. Come to center, change, turn to your right, don't let your shoulders creep up, keep them relaxed. And come to center, elbows drop down, wrists, fingertips, hands return to your sides, outward, inward. Along the center line, stretch out, reach out over the legs, and inward, elbows drop down, wrist, fingertips, more time. Breathe in, relax. Breathe out, stretch, open. come center. Straighten, stay there just a second. Okay, so this is me stopping the music for a second. We have a couple of different opportunities with this type of music. It is constant, so it's got a little bit of a rhythm to it. It's got more of a tone. So we're much more focused on the tone and working with that quiet consistency that this particular piece of music brings. I considered Beethoven Concerto, but which is beautiful, but it requires a different level of skill to match what's going on in the concerto with what we should be doing in our practice. So there's a range of things that we should be doing. There are multiple things that we can do at any given time, or that we might do all together, right? Coordinate the breathing and the movement, right? We have these kinds of things that we want to do and in fact need to do in our practice. Depending on the piece of music, depending on the timing, depending on how that particular piece happens to be played, the particular instrumentation, all sorts of things will affect how we as humans interpret what we're doing with the movements, to connect them with our breath, with the movement, with the breath, with the feeling, with the music, at the timing. All of that takes a little bit of work. For many of us, it's not conscious work. It's a matter of, oh yeah, okay, I got it. Here it is. Other times, it's going to take a little bit more. In this case, if it was the concerto, it would take a little bit more. This particular piece gave us that quiet, consistent, repeated rhythm. Coughing. Excuse me. It's fall, and there are a couple of different varieties of flowers that are blooming. And I like them, but they don't agree with me. All right. So for our Taiji practice, I have a different piece of music that we're going to use. For the moment, let us do our stepping practice, and then we'll do the stretches, and then we'll work on the form, and we'll try out this new piece of music. Okay? So, feet about shoulder width apart, hands behind your back. Remember, as we step, take your hip with you. Yeah, it matters. Shift left, open right, center. Bring the leg through, place it. Remember that your leg and how much your supporting leg is bent will determine where your step goes, how far out you can step. If your leg is longer, you can step further. If your supporting leg is bent more, you can step further. And shift back, toes in, step back. Put it down at the side. Stand straight. Alright, so we have our walking stretch. Probably could have started over there. Alright. Stand straight. Shift left, open right. Bring the left through on the heel. And stretch out up and over the leg. Pay attention to your balance. Straight up. Train away. Step through. Where's your hip? Step through. If your shoulders are over your hip and your hip is over your heel, your body will naturally be in good alignment. One more. All right. As I step through here, all right, come up. If I leave this out, I will not be in balance when I come to my front leg. This has to come too. Right? And it needs to come here, not until I'm out here. The natural thing that most of us do is to look for the chair that's behind us. I'm looking for the chair. There's a chair back there. I know there is. I'm going to sit in the chair. There it is. Aha, I sat in the chair. Yep. Right? What happened? What happened to my hip? There's the chair. I'm gonna get up slowly. Watch my hip. Right here. Do you notice I left it behind until I got up? Same thing happens when I sit down. I'm looking for my butt's going out. It's looking for the chair. There's a chair back there. All right, now with Tai Chi we don't have a chair. There's no chair. Bye. Chair goes by. So as we're stepping, whether it's here, simple step through, whether we're doing something else, needle at the bottom of the C. If I'm doing this, it's going to be really hard to get back up. I need to be here. This has to be over the heel. Shoulders over the hips. Hips over the heels. Right? That way I'm in good alignment from whatever position to whatever other position. Alright, let's put that into practice just a little bit. I'm going to put on this other music I found. Practice the form. And pay attention to where your hips. Shoulders with the hips, hips aligned over the heels. Good body alignment. And waiting for the machine, which is not responding to me at the moment. Everything good. No, trying. Well, we're still trying. Apparently, the machine is having some trouble with loading this file. I'm streaming already, and it doesn't want to. I don't know. Of course it's going to happen like that. Of course. Of course, of course. As soon as I get ready to do something, something else has to go wrong. Let me try again. Well, it's taking its time. It's taking... Here we go! You get a little idea of what we're going to be working with, okay? So, a little coffee here. Let me not think about the technology and focus on Taiji press. And this calm, a little bit of complexity, I think, is a good word to this piece. Being together. Right. Down. Yeah. Shift left, open right. Shift right. Turn. Hurry. Turn. Down. Press. And push. Turn, circle, range crystals, step up, Hands Strum The Lute, carry, backward, turn, in, palms up, press down, straight, loose. Generally, I'm going to. There are some obvious issues with my system and being able to play music and broadcast video at the same time. Yeah, I am looking at getting some better equipment. So I go down there and there's this intermittent issue that I'm not sure what's going on with that. But I'm thinking this is something that will work. This particular piece seems to lend itself really well to our Taiji practice. We're going to do it again. And I'm encouraged that it as I'm going through it again, right, I encourage that it appears to carry the form quite nicely. There are places where iffy, but they're minor. I think this is good. So I'm sorry. Focus on that underlying senses, those waves, cheese, wave, for a second, is the idea that this particular form that I'm giving is a slightly modified. I've taken out a couple repetitions. Slightly modified from traditional Yang style Tai Chi. In traditional Yang style, so I'm having there's some weirdness going on over here with the preview. I'm going to keep going. I'm getting some messages over here. I'm going to guess that probably the music player has created some sort of a conflict that is causing problem with the connection. So I'm going to and crossing fingers that the software is going to give me what I anyway. So it was good that it wasn't. That's good. I just need a T1 in the house with a full studio setup. I don't. It's not happening. Anyway, so my point is, I had been taking is the traditional first part of 3 parts of Yang style Tai Chi. Right? I was just stepping, so it created a small room. This is where most of us have been, rooms, origin of the COVID, and so the idea we need to get up and do something is one of the things that got me started with this particular class at this particular time of day. I'm going to demonstrate, I'm going to use some music to do this. What I want to demonstrate is that there is a greater range and more discomfort in our 2 minutes that I'm doing here. So one of the practice sets that I gave a repetition of brush knee as a standalone practice set. Gives a good reference for consistent stepping. We're talking about that just before it's on and it's off and it's on and it's off. It's shit. Crossing fingers again. We're having connection. I'm getting weird connection things happening over here. So what am I going to do? Let me stop that. And I'm going to go into music. This is what we're using for Tai Chi this morning. And I was just talking about using brush knee as a standalone exercise. Right? So, have given your arm around, sit, face hands, right range to planes, and turn. And if you notice, I'm going to take a little bit of your time. Okay? Now I'm going to do the same, right? So, brush knee, another step, and a little tiny step. Right? Using on full range. This particular is a hand. Right? Able to adjust your step is fundamental to application. So it's not just a matter of having business being able to adjust how you manage it is something that we use. So I'm here. Step over here. Make sure you get a place to see my feet. Supporting leg. Sink. Notice that I've got a much wider stance now, huh? This idea. I'm going to face the other direction. I'm here. Right leg supporting leg. Sink. Sink more. More. Extend the left. Turn it through. Do that facing the camera. White crane spreads its wings. Sink, sink, sink more. Step through. Lo Xiaobu. Sneak step. Chinese name. Lo Xiaobu. It's not neat, right? If I'm going to step through and use my waist to move something out of my way, which is what I'm going to use because my arm isn't that strong. My arm's not too bad, but it's not that strong all by itself. Put it together with my torso, my hips, legs, and it's a little more fun, right? Step through. Twist. Come through. Is with some form variations. Okay, you learn forms. Hang on, practicing. This fundamentally the same step. It's fundamentally the same. Step through, sink, stand, turn, step, brush, back, turn, through, brush knee, brush knee. This is something we use in our basic stepping practice, right? Except I've got my hands behind my back. I'm going to stop for this particular exercise, but brush knee, I'm going to bring up to the exercise. So, as you usually do, is to take a move, isolate it, repeat it. 55 to repeat is a good number for repetition. 25 is okay. 50 is better. Each time repeat, paying more attention to what the principles of that particular movement are. What's the placement of the feet? What's the placement of the hips? What's the placement of the shoulders? My hands go. Where my face? What does the form look like? Does the shape form look? And then what's the dynamic of that movement? Where is that movement going? What might be possible? Okay, because we're not just one over there, that one thing over there. Everyone has multiple opportunities. The concept wore off. Doesn't belong to my farm. The concept of my hand, my knee, any produces she has it off. It's not a particular way it's happening. I can use those same to express, but in different intents, it's different results. Right? So as we change out, we might do multiple things. And you have to I'm going to repeat something one time. I'm going to shift left, check my weight, check my hip. Is my hip over my heel? Yes, is my shoulder. My 45 meters is my hip open? What? There's a whole thing that I go for just that little thing. And just I'll look at it. And for the most part, I don't have to break it out. It's things like, okay, good. It's a pull. That's one tool, right? Take practice. So, check. Find back. Knee, open, roll, transfer, starting at this week, shrink over my legs, as opposed to over my legs. It's done through, right? Transfer through. I can weight, where's my weight, and my whole what am I supporting what am I, this with students. All of these little things that we're paying to. So suppose you're on the move. I come through, I'm here, and I can't get leg works, and that's it. Get through. This leg needs, I need to be on two balance. One finger, just one finger. You got one finger. What do I have to do this leg through? Just have to just get my foot through. I'm twisting, I'm twisting, and as far as I can load it down. These kinds of things happen to move slowly. I'm doing checks. I'm going to check, right? I'm checking my leg. I'm only going to work on my left leg today. 50 repetitions, I'm only going to do my left leg. Right, I got a problem in my heel, that's still bothering people up there. I need attention, and okay, I'm numbered. Listen, okay, that's good, everything's fine, then what do I have? Right? So, as I'm practicing, I'm thinking about truth. A great deal. A great deal. Much more than about a movement before. And the more I can reach there on that one movement, the easier it will become for me to make that automatic. I don't have to think about it anymore. You have several weeks or even several months, in some cases a couple of years, working on a particular type of thing. I've been working on stuff 40 years. You've been working on yeah. The more I say it, the more automatic it becomes. So that you don't have to think about it anymore. You can move on and think about other things. This is the concept that's about that building layers into our Taiji practice. that we have the movement. I'm going to shift here, I'm going to shift here, and I'm going to move this foot, and it's going to go here, and now I'm going to change. Right? This is the physical movement. What am I doing with my hands? What am I doing with my feet? Where do I turn? How do I move? I go this direction, and I'm just going to turn here, here. Direction, direction, direction. Right? Hands, feet, my body. We have that. Now we start paying attention to how we got there. How does Tai Chi move? Well, it's sharp. There is no sharp this, sharp that. Do that. That's not Tai Chi. That is appropriate for some other kind of things, and continuously in a very smooth and relaxed manner, even moving quick. So I did check on something there. So even if you're moving like something continuous, right? Stop, hands on move, brush again. Then moves. Get a camera for that, but. My point is that our movement are continuous, slow and sharp, stop, don't do anything else. There's great value in that, both for our ability to use it and for our own internal workmanship. And I think that we covered quite a bit. I'm going to do it more, but if you did, I appreciate you being here today. Thank you very much. I will be here again tomorrow. See ya.